everyone, welcome to the final episode of Nina, Aquila, Legal Eagle, first season, or season 1. I hope I'm not getting the name of the game wrong. And yeah, let's just start. Yes, legal stage. I put my birds to bed, so we should be free from distractions. What are you watching? That's the video of Sandra Ortega's office, isn't it? Again? You must have watched this 1,000 times by now. Excuse me. Mind if I join you? Be my guest, though it isn't exactly riveting. So, what are we looking at? This is the CCTV footage from the afternoon that Sandra Ortega was murdered. Anya's former colleague? That's right. The building's a multi-purpose office block. Sandra just rented one of the offices, the one on the left. I see. So this is her front door. Right. Were any other businesses on the same floor? An optician, an eye doctor. They weren't open on the day, so no one came or went. They weren't involved. And the place opposite Ortega's office? An empty unit. According to the documents from Anya's case, it had been empty for weeks. You can see the rubble outside. It was being renovated. Who's that? The janitor. He passes by a bunch of times over the afternoon. See? Apart from him, no one else shows up. Did he see anything suspicious? No, nothing out of the ordinary. It didn't call the cops? No, the police were tipped off by an anonymous caller. The janitor didn't even know about the murder until the police arrived. Excuse me. We're almost out of time. This is when Anya turns up. And while she's in there, Sandra Ortega was murdered. She was shot twice. Didn't you say she was carrying the murder weapon when Flatfoot arrested her? A revolver with a 6-round cylinder, still loaded with 4 rounds. I mean, sorry to say this, but you can see why she was found guilty. Dylan's right. Looking at it with fresh eyes, the implication is plain as day. What am I missing? If Anya were here, I bet she would spot it right away. Something here can't be right. What really happened in that room? Nina, it's 8 o'clock. Dylan, I can't just... We promised. You promised. Fine, you win. We did promise. Aquila Defense and Law Offices, January 5th, 8 p.m. Terry's looking forward to seeing us. You won't believe how happy he was when he got approved for a loan to buy his food truck. What does Terry know about food? Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us. Okay, so where is he set up? At Rostro Vista? He's been set up now for a few weeks. You mean the tourist place up at the Rostro Spire, the mountain? Yeah, you know it. That's miles away. How had you planned on getting there? I don't know, the bus? You want to get the bus heading up into the mountains in the middle of January? I hadn't thought about it that way. Fine, I'll drive. You have a car? You sound surprised. You live in your office. Touché. What kind of car is it? A yellow one? I don't know cars, okay? It's old, but it should get us there. I didn't even know you could drive. Why would you think I can't? Well... Okay, with the eye, monocular people can drive. I just have some custom mirrors to help, that's all. Sorry. It's okay, Dylan. A lot of people think that. Now, I just need to find my keys. Great, I'll grab my phone and meet you by the door. Come see me when you're ready to head out. guess network must finally disconnect Anya's phone. Nina's car keys. I've got no reason to use the phone right now. Are you ready to head out? Yep, let's get going. Okay, boss. My party. Winter isn't pulling its punches. Yeah, we should get in your car and turn on the heater pronto. Kind of him to assume that the heater works. Now, where did I park? Here we are. Where did this driveway come from? What? It's always been here. I'm not sure about that. Either way, it's here now. Where's your car? Right here, behind the abandoned roadside jalopy. Youch. Did Anya leave this too? You're kidding, right? Anya wouldn't be seen dead in something so beat up. Well, beggars, choosers, and all the rest of it. Are we going to head up to the Rostro Spire? Let's just make sure it starts first. Okay, we're in business. We get up to the Rostro Spire by taking a north road out of the city. Sure you're good to drive? The snow's pretty bad. You're forgetting something, Dylan. I'm Canadian. Well, there it is, the Rostro Spire. The Rostro Vista parking lot is on its south slope. The road will take us around the lake, then up the side of the mountain. Have you been up there before? Once, on a field trip in middle school. That was in the summer. It's popular with backpackers, hikers, and the like. It's weird though. I remember this road always being quite busy. The Rostro Pass is the only way through the rotunda in the north. Where's the traffic? Oh, you don't know? They built a new bypass road about 10 years ago, so people wouldn't always have to drive through the mountains. These days, the Rostro Pass is kind of disused. No one drives it anymore, except for tourists. We're late. What time did Terry say the train arrived? It's only just after 9. We're almost there. Why is he set up a food truck so far away from the city and so late at night? T-Bro's gonna have plenty of customers, don't you worry about that. Whoa. Whoa, I guess we're not the only people on the road. Did you see how fast he was going? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Rostro Vista parking lot. What the? I don't believe it. I know. Scrubs dogs. He's a hit. What? We are clearly focusing on different things. But the line! T-Bro's doing a roaring trade. That's obvious. But why are there so many people on a mountain in the middle of the night? Dylan. Don't tell me. Surprise? This is an illegal street racing meet. So, in my defense, I didn't think you'd realize. What? Did you think I never seen a movie or something? I might not move in these circles day to day, but I have eyes. One eye. It's an expression. Did you know about this? Kinda. Look, the plan was just to see Terry, then head back home. I didn't think we'd be here long enough for all this. Still, it looks like T-Bro's too busy to speak to us. Are you uncomfortable? We could head back. I heard that there were groups performing illegal street races up in the mountains, though I never thought I'd actually see them do it. How does Dylan know about stuff like this? We came all this way. It'd be a shame just to head straight back. Great! I'd love to speak to some of the racers, and maybe check out some of the cars. He seems generally excited. I guess there's no harm in talking to people and checking out the cars. Hey, I was wondering, go bug someone else, we're busy. Excuse me? How rude. Then turn, hard on the clutch and flick the wheel to the... It looks to be in deep concentration about something. I love the color of your cars. Spasibo. Do you... Niet, I have things to do. How rude. You're a new face. Come to leave the Rostro Vista parking lot in a huge mess, same as the rest of them? What? You must work for the county. Hey, I might be old, but I'm not deaf. Not yet, anyway. I'm just here to see a friend. Yeah, well, you and your friend make sure you pick up your litter. What's under the sheet? Whoa, pirate? Pirates are totally metal. Actually, I'm a defense attorney. Maybe I spoke too soon. How rude. Next race is at 10, so not for a little while. Best not walk around on the road until we can close it. So, how long do you know these people? They seem kind of rude. It's race night, they're probably just wires, so don't take it personally. I don't know them, really. T-Bro, myself, and I guess you'd call them some other guys that we knew from your orphanage. Yeah, let's go with that. I think he means, like, from the bike gang. We used to come and watch, but we were never really part of the scene. Street racing's been going on up here for years. They call it Tugay Janken Racing. Janken? You mean like rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, this is Japanese. Yep. Jankenpon. T-Bro noticed one time that there was nowhere to buy food up here. That's why he bought the food truck. Uh-huh. That's actually pretty astute of him. Still, it's odd. What is? That back then, there were always 4 racing teams up here. There only count 3. So, yo, everyone, listen up. It's time to gather for tonight's race. Looks like they're starting. Let's get clear. Clear of what? Whoa! Whoa, that was fast. Let's make our way over to the start line, or we'll miss the race. Yeah, there was still a line in the hot dogs. Hearts for the win! As if no one can beat the clubs. Any idea what's going on? You don't know? We're new here. The 4 aces have gathered to race for the close of the season. The 4 aces? Ah, looks like the 4th team did turn up. You can do it, Jocelyn. Be safe, people. Hank's gonna wipe the floor with you guys. Joker, 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 Joker. I'm more of a Harley Quinn girl myself. Why are they all chanting Joker? Are we clear? Okay, sounds good. Clear? What's he talking about? I know this one. He's radioed the guys to the finish line. They've confirmed there's no traffic between the start and finish. The race can't start until they do it for safety. They seem pretty organized. Realistically, they know it will be clear. Like I said on the way over, no one drives this road anymore, especially at this time of the year. I mean, not a single car has passed in all the time we've been here. 3, 2, 1, go! Is that it? You didn't find it exhilarating? The power of the engines, the thrill of the anticipation? Yeah? I mean, I think so. But now we just wait here? I guess a bit like stock car racing. When you watch it on TV, you see the whole track. But if you actually go, you just watch the cars. The cars? What the hell? The cars pass you every lap. Where's the finish line? Further down the mountain, someone from down there will radio someone up here and in a few minutes with the results. Dylan, I just noticed something. The line over by the hot dog truck, it's much shorter now. Oh, good spot. Let's head over there. I'm starving. Hey, what's with the long line? Is she trying to cut in? Hey, get back to the line like everyone else. Isn't this... Wait, if I talk to the character on the side, what? Might be shorter, but there's still a line. Ugh, it already feels like we've been here for an age. It's only been around 15 minutes. Can you see why the line isn't moving? Nope. Who's that person? What? Is he a street racer? He's good looking enough to pass for a model. Hey! Hey yourself. You here for the racing? Mostly, though right now I'm really craving some hot dogs. Us too. Nina Aquila of Aquila Defense and Law. And this is my PA, Dylan Merlo. Yo. Nice to meet you both. I'm Trey Gearson, King of Spades. The King of Spades? Yeah. You're new here, aren't you? Can you tell? You'd have to be to ask that question. Okay, you got us. So, what does it mean? Within each of the racing teams on the mountain, we have 4 ranks. The lowest rank is Jack, followed by Queen, then King. That's my rank. I'm also the Swing Spades Mechanics. Each team is led by an ace. I'm Trey Gearson, King of Spades. You mentioned something about teams. What's the deal with those? Here at Rostro Spire, we race as a group known as the Rostro Racers. As long as anyone knows, we've been divided into 4 teams. The Racing Diamonds, the Metal Clubs, the Burning Hearts, and my team, the Swing Spades. I guess that makes sense, but that reminds me of something else. I'm Trey Gearson, King of Spades. Everyone at the start line was yelling, Joker, Joker. What's that about? Ah, well, that's because the night's race was something very special. You see, hang on, what is she doing? Who? Wait, isn't that... Hey, where are you going? Nothing gets past you, Trey. I was worried that the race had been taking a while. Wait, what the... Why did it skip? I didn't do this time, I swear. What are you doing here? Me? Look, ma'am, no offense intended, but I have no idea who you are. Not you, Goggle Boy. Her. You two know each other? Ryoko. It's been some time. I had no idea you were involved in street racing. You were here on some errand? Maybe you should hurry up and get back to the office. Anya Miller might want some more coffee. Hey, there's no need to be rude. Besides, Anya Miller's currently in prison. Oh wow. So Nina, are you lost without her? Is that why you wandered all the way up here? Ryoko? What's going on, Ryoko? Why are you getting into your car? Oh, right. Trey, have you spoken to Clara tonight? I saw her at lunchtime, but I've been trying to call her all evening. No answer. Let me guess, did you have another argument? Well, what do you expect? She still won't listen to Hank's offer. It's not just that, though. She seemed agitated, I guess. Nervous, even. It was like she was in a rush. Like she had to be somewhere, but she wouldn't say why. Well, she was defending her title of Joker tonight. That'd make anyone nervous. Not Clara. Not usually. Anyway, the race has been going for a while, and the finish line should have radioed back by now. I'm sure everything's fine. Yeah, well, you can be sure all you want. I'm gonna head down the mountain and check that the race finished as planned. I don't know about that, Ryoko. It's not how we usually do things. I'm going. You can come with, or you can stay here. Your choice. Hey! Great, you're both here. What is it, Ren? We just got something through over the radio. Marco has called an ambulance and the police. Marco, that damn meddler. What does this have to do with him? That's it. I'm going. You still staying up here? Under the circumstances, perhaps I should come with you. Should I come too? My Matsuta only has 2 seats, Ren. Plus, if the police are on the way, Ren, you should go tell everyone to stay put. No need to send us all down the mountain. No problem. Out of the way, Ren. Sure thing. That's weird. Didn't Ryoko get into the wrong side of her car? The wrong side? No, she got into the driver's side. Ryoko's Matsuta is a JDM. A JD what? It means Japanese domestic model. Her car's a Japanese import. Oh, okay. I see. Look, I've got a bunch of people to your sure, so I better get moving. Nice meeting you, whoever you are. We still gonna wait for hot dogs? Yeah, let's do that. Dylan, Nina, you came! Wouldn't miss it, T-bro. We've been here some time, but you were so busy. I know, right? In fact, so busy that I totally sold out of hot dogs. Huh, good one, Terry. I'm not joking. You seriously don't have any more? Sorry, guys. If I want to make more, I have to open a whole new crate of cans. But the racing seems over for tonight. Damn! Still, the truck looks great, Terry. You like it? I got it at an auction. Only one previous owner. The Army? How'd you guess? Anyway, it's big, with plenty of space for equipment. I really appreciate you coming out to see you guys. Looks like Scrub's dog's off to a flying start. I'm just gonna close up. So, what now? I guess we head back to Fledge City. I just hope the heater in the office hasn't seized up again. Let's get back in the car. Alright, buddy. Where do you want to go? Fledge City. Nina, you hear that? Huh? Only now? I guess nothing to do with us. Let's get going. We came all that way, didn't even get a hot dog. You got anything to eat? I've got some Chinese takeout back in the fridge at the office. Oh yeah? Wait, when is it from? Was it Tuesday? Oh, if you gotta think about it, then it's too long. You wanna split it? You okay if I crash at the office? You can take the sofa in the lobby, then we'll split it. So, that Ryoko person, you knew her? Yeah. So, I don't want to talk about it. Still, she looked kinda agitated. You think those guys who race tonight are going to be okay? I hope so. But that ambulance was driving pretty fast. I mean, goddamn, it's an ambulance. This is the end of the day. Yes. Yes, please. This one. Eggs are easy. Fine, just some toast. I think someone's at the door. Dylan, why are you? I crashed on the couch last night, remember? Want me to take care of it? Tell him to come back at 9. What if it's something urgent? Then at 9, it will be even more urgent. I'll go see what they want. Hi, sorry, but we normally open at... You're the people who were up at the Spire last night, right? You defended the hot dog guy? You mean Terry? Terry Scrub? Yeah, we represented him in court. What kind of lawyer dresses like a northern biker? No, I'm a PA. The attorney here is Nina Aquila. This is Aquila Defense and Law. And we open at 9. Maybe just tell me why you're here? Nina?
Hey!
Nina! What? I'll take care of our guests while you get up. You're gonna want to hear this. I don't believe it. Neither did I at first, but it's true. The Ace of Spades. Last night she was fine, but then... What? Has this ever even happened before? Once, apparently, but it was a really long time ago. What's going on? What happened? It's about Clara. Dylan, who is this guy? Oh, right. Ren, this is Nina Aquila. She's an attorney and the proprietor of Aquila Defense and Law. Nina, this is Tan Renson, or Ren to his friends, and he's a rostro racer, right? We saw him at the parking lot last night. Yep, in fact, Ren is a jack of diamonds. We're the youngest team on the mountain. At least, we have the newest members. In that case, it's clear you're very upset, but you haven't actually explained why you're here. It's because... Nina, Clara Mass died last night. Let me guess, during the race, the one for which we were at the start line? That's right, the Ace race. And from what you said while I was walking over, I'm guessing this Clara person was one of the aces? The Ace of Spades. Not just that, she went into last night's race to defend her title of Joker. She was our leader. More than that, she was like the soul of our whole group. How did it happen? That's just it. No one seems to know. All I want to go is find out, but Keisuke's wing app message was very clear. Keisuke Akagi, Ace of Diamonds. He said I should only turn up at the police detention center with the lawyer who defended the hot dog guy. That's you, right? It is, but you say this Keisuke is at the police detention center? So he's looking for representation. Well, he wants to see you. I have to assume that's the reason why. Then that's going to be a problem. What Nina means is that we need to have a little conference attorney to PA in the kitchen. Dylan, What are you doing? I'm trying to handle him gently. You're trying to refuse to help him. We've been doing this to potential clients for weeks. You're being ridiculous. I don't do that to everyone. Oh yeah? What about those boys who came in about the problem with their school volleyball tournament? Well, or that cat who was worried someone was copying his recipe for magic beans. Or that blonde and brunette who owned the gun shop after someone pranked their muscle car. So what if I am turning people away? We're already in the middle of a case. Anya's, and the last time I checked, the sign on the door says Aquila, Defense and Law. Nina, we've talked about this. I can't stretch or budget, but that won't keep the lights on forever. We're circling to drain right now when it comes to cash flow. Has it really gotten that bad? Put it this way, we can look into Anya's case, but if we don't help this guy, then there will be no one's name on the door in a month. And plus, it really needs our help. Yeah, he does seem particularly upset. Was he good friends with this Clara person? From what I understand, he barely even spoke on her. I guess he's just a sensitive soul? I'll say. Mr. Renson? Yes? We're prepared to go and meet with Keisuke if you could introduce us. You mean you represent them? Him? What was that? Sorry, slip of the tongue. It's been a rough night. Naturally. But no, I can't agree to represent him until I've spoken to him. I need to know more about what happened. Let's head over to police attention. Thanks. Okay, now we are 3 people. Come on, folks. Oh, now it's green. Wait, this. 9:05 a.m.? Oh yeah, right, because the guy turned up earlier. Okay, earlier than 9, I mean. Okay, time to meet this Keisuke person. Yeah, about that. What? I assume that you're Keisuke Akagi? Boss. Here she is, the lawyer who defended the hot dog guy. Okay, so we know that there were 4 aces, one of which is dead, so these are the other aces. I'm Nina Aquila, defense attorney, and this is my PA, Dylan Merlo. Hi. Looks like Ren came through. That remains to be seen. These are the people who pulled Terry Scrub out from a high-profile murder case, a pirate cosplayer, and a northern biker. Hey! Don't rise to it, Dylan. I expected better. He's just joshing you, right, boss? Okay, Keisuke. Is it Keisuke Akagi, the Ace of Diamonds? Great, this high mighty bit you're doing. If you want my services, you can start by checking that at the door. No one bro beats me from within an interrogation cell. My time is valuable, and at the moment, you're not paying for it. Huh. I like her. She's direct. Okay, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt as a night in detention is difficult on anyone. But I came down here to meet one person. Can someone explain what's going on? Well, there's 3 of us. That's kind of self-evident at this point. No, I mean, all 3 of us were arrested last night at the same time. I'm Hank Castle, the Ace of Hearts. I've already made myself known. And this is... cut her some slack. We're all a bit shaken up. She's Jocelyn Montefiore, the Ace of Clubs. At least that's introductions out of the way. Next is a difficult question. We didn't kill Clara Mass, if that's what you're about to ask. To be frank, I still resent the fact that we were arrested. Jocelyn seems quiet. Let's just make a mental note of that. Okay, well, before we do anything else, I need to fill in the blanks. My associate and I were up at the Spire last night to support Terry's new hot dog business. While we were there, we saw the start of the race, and later, as we were leaving the mountain, we saw a squad car and an ambulance. Next thing we know, Rand here, that's me. The next thing we knew, Rand was beating down the door of our office. You want to know what happened in between, I presume? That's right. The best way to do that is for me to speak to each of you. Dylan, Ren, I'm gonna need some room. Okay, boss. Let's start this side. Hank, can I call you Hank? Go right ahead. What happened? Why did the police bring you guys in? Truthfully, it was because of Ryoko. She's on the warpath. Ryoko? I don't understand. It all happened so fast. Clara was just sitting there, dead, still in the driver's seat of her Mitsuyoda. When she didn't seem to be moving, Keisuke and I pulled her out of the car, and that's when Ryoko and Trey turned up. That must have been difficult to explain. Now there's an understatement. There was an argument while I tried CPR on Clara, but there was no bringing her back. Can you say that Ryoko reacted this particularly badly? From what I understand, Ryoko and Clara's last conversation was an argument. I guess the sight of Clara like that must have been too much for her to bear. And so, when the police arrived, Ryoko said they should arrest us. Under the circumstances, I can't say I blame her. Hank seems a pretty reasonable guy. He doesn't seem to be holding back, but he hasn't explained how Clara died. Keisuke. Can I call you Keisuke? You can. So work backwards. Why were you arrested? Because we're standing over Clara's dead body when Trey and Ryoko arrived. Yeah, that'll do it. We were the only ones nearby. Normally, there are onlookers along the track, but it was so cold last night, it was deserted. Obviously, they wanted to know what was going on, but when we didn't have an immediate explanation, both Trey and Ryoko was furious. We were still arguing when the police and ambulance turned up. Ryoko was distraught. She insisted that we three were arrested. That makes sense, too. Trey and Ryoko drove off, then we saw those emergency vehicles drive by a little while after. That still leaves out how Clara died. So how did Clara die? We, or should I say I, don't know. Once we were arrested, we were separated. This is the first chance we've had to confer about what happened. I want to hear Frank and Justin's take on it because my own memories are lacking. Jocelyn, can I call you Joe? Joe, I know it might be difficult, but I need to know more about what happened. Jocelyn, we need to talk to her. Jocelyn! Hey, are you blind? She's clearly in shock. I just can't believe it. Clara, it's okay, Joe. Try to relax. Dylan's right. Jocelyn's practically in shock. It seems very genuine. Now I have a better understanding of how you got here. This is the difficult part. All three of you were standing over Clara's body when the police turned up. How did Clara die? I mean, it was so quick. Okay, go back to last time you saw her alive. Walk me through it. We set off from the Rostro Vista parking lot as a foursome. For the ace race. We saw your cars at the start line. There were 4 of us, which was weird. Normally the races are 1v1, but it's been a very close season, so it was the only way to settle things. It was cold. There was ice all over the road. Then what happened? There was some rubbing. Rubbing? Light impacts between our cars. Actually, wasn't it Clara doing most of that? You're right. Strange. Is that unusual? For us? No. For Clara? Clara had a very clean style of racing. It's not like her to be in the middle of the pack, trading paint. Then didn't she fall behind? We were coming up the second hairpin, then I lost sight of her car. We didn't lose sight of anything. Clara had turned off her headlights. I figured it was some kind of strategy. With her lights off on a dark part of the road, it would be hard to block an overtake. But I was in second place going into the corner, so I didn't have time to concentrate on that. What happened next? I heard something. Heard what? The sound of an impact. And that's when it happened. Clara passed us. How? I've been trying to work it out all night, but I've got no answer for you. I didn't hear it or see it. When we rounded the second hairpin, she had passed us. Her car was... Clara had come off the road and smashed into the roadside verge. So it was an accident. It It looked bad, so we all stopped to see if she was okay, but I could tell something was wrong. We tapped her on the window, but there was no answer, so we opened the door, and there she was, dead. I'd hate to ask for the grim details, but it looked like a head impact. I'm no doctor, though. Still, we checked her pulse, and Hank tried CPR. She was definitely gone. And you know the rest. Wow, this is terrible. I thought it might be bad, but show some decorum, Ren. Everything's gonna work out. Actually, Keisuke, your associate is wise to be concerned. We didn't kill Clara. You were all taking part in an illegal and sanctioned street race. I hate to hit you with the reality bat here, but the court takes a dim view on that kind of thing. Even if it was an accident, the prosecution could suggest you three are in part responsible. But you can fix this, right, Miss Aquila? It's going to be difficult. I can pay you. For representation? Yes. Nina, let me think, Dylan. Put it this way, we can look into Anya's case, but if you don't help this guy, there will be no one's name on a door in a month. Starting to wish I hadn't turned away those boys in their volleyball thing. Hank, Cascade, and even Jocelyn. I think they're all being truthful. They were rivals, but I don't believe any of them meant Clara any harm. Anya, would you take their case if you were in my shoes? I think you would. Time for the ID. Mr. Akagi, I formally accept your request for representation. Don't forget me, I want in on this too. Of course, Mr. Castle. If you want to hire my services, in fact, you want to be represented as a group. Make some things easier too. I do not wish to be represented. What? You heard what I said. Joe, I know you're upset, but that was sudden. That's what you're worried about? We need to represent the United Front, or you might make us look guilty. Nina, is there anything you can do? Sorry guys, but no. As much as I share your concern, I can't compel her to accept legal counsel. If she refuses, that's her choice to make. Maybe I can talk to her later. She might change her mind once things have sunk a bit more. Well, both of you have formally hired Aquila Defense and Law to represent you in court. That means we need to get moving while you guys sit tight. We've got to try and build the case before trial tomorrow, and it's a long drive back up to the Spire. Wait! Oh? When we were arrested, the police took our cars. They'll be at the police impound. Where's that? I know. It's to the south, across the river, by the airport. Great, then let's get going. I'm assuming that the position, like the fact that it was an import, that will be relevant to the case, and maybe we find that the car was messed with, like tampered with, sorry. Can't talk. Hello. You sure this is the place? Yep, airport parking lot, basement level. This is the police impound. How would you know about this? I had to collect something a few years back. Right, let's just sidestep that. Let's see if we can check out the Ace's car. I'm here to see some cars. There's no entry to the impound without authorization. Do you have anything that grants you permission to be here? Here, I'm a defense attorney. Some of my clients' cars are here. Another lawyer. Another lawyer. Hey, don't I know you? You were at the casino. Just hold on while I check you in. So how come the impound is at the airport? I heard it had to do with covering up some suspicious construction. Another conspiracy theory? It's not like I actually believe it. It's not like that. This is the basement of the huge airport parking lot. The cop just bought out the whole floor. It was probably easier than building a facility from scratch. I guess that makes sense. Excuse me, miss. You're clear to come and go. Just be aware that you can't remove anything from the impound without police paperwork. Are photographs okay? Notes? Those are fine. Have a good day. Aquila. What? Oh, Chad Hawk? Are you prosecuting for the DA's office? Well, I'm certainly not here for the aesthetic appeal. I just came over to have a look with my own eyes, as it were. I assume you're representing the Aces? Actually, yes. Yes, I am. Maybe a bit more economical, then. Huh. What's he smiling about? You really do pick him. I really... You're teasing me. I would never. A sense of humor? That's a surprise. Besides, my clients pick me, Chad. Then you have my sympathy. Look, we could exchange verbal barbs across this basement parking lot all day, but I suspect neither of us have the time. Quite right, quite right. Oh, and no hard feelings over the scrub case? None at all, Chad. We won. I'll see you in court. Who was that? Prosecutor Hawk. He works for the DA. He and Nina don't see eye to eye. It's a professional dispute. The last time we talked about him, you called him a... We've got work to do. Do you guys know much about cars? Not really, more than you, but I'm no expert. I could disassemble these and tune them up with only a rag and a spork. Wow, really? What can I say? I'm the Diamond's team mechanic. Okay, then let's have a look at each of them. You can tell me what we need to know. I liked these ones when I saw them up at the Spire. They're small and sporty. These are an import, right? That's right. These are the chosen car of the Burning Hearts. From what I understand, Hank has always preferred the 80s styling of the bodywork. This is a Matsuta XR8, a Japanese domestic model. So the driver's side is on the right. That's correct. Japan drives on the left side of the road because their highway system is very similar to Britain's. Interesting, but not so important for our purposes. Ren, do you see anything unusual about this car? Give me a couple of minutes. Nope, seems in pretty good order. The tires are worn and there are a few bumps and scrapes, but those are superficial and they're consistent with what the aces told us. Okay. These ones look a bit ordinary for a street racing car, I mean. What? Is that a real-life GL80? You have a good eye. What's a GL80? These are the chosen car of the Dancing Diamonds. In their plain appearance is just a disguise. These cars are a hybrid. You can't buy them like this, you have to build them. Each of them started life as an Imprison 180JX, which is heavily modified with parts from an Impreza Gilvia. It removes some of the visual flair, but those parts are cheaper and surprisingly performant. I assembled all of them by hand. This car's a JDM too, right? So the driver's side is on the right? Yup. Ren, do you see anything unusual about this particular car? Let me have a closer look. It's in pretty good condition. Just a few scratches here and there. Nothing I can't buff out. Great, we'll make a note of that. This one looks very different. Is this one domestic? Well spotted. This one's as American as you or I. Technically, maybe let's focus on the cars? Fine. These are the chosen car of the metal clubs, though not everyone on their team uses one. That's a story for another day. These are a highly tuned sedan, with parts from the manufacturer's muscle car model. Ren, do you see anything unusual about this particular car? Let me have a closer look. What the? What's wrong? Nina, this car sustained significant damage to the passenger side front wing. How significant? You must have collided with something. Another car? Could have been. Not good. This is bad, right? Jocelyn's car has signs of collision damage. We don't know that it was a collision with another car. You can bet that Chad Hawk is going to push that angle, though. We should go back to the police station and speak to Jocelyn. Jocelyn doesn't want to talk. That was clear at our last meeting. So what do we do now? I think we found everything here we're going to find. Time to head back up the Rostro Spire. It's getting towards the evening, so if we're going, we should go now. Let's take my car. Rostro. Say, Nina, you think Ryoko's gonna be up at the Spire? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. You okay? Nina, you know Ryoko? Can we not talk about this? Suit yourself, forget I asked. I'm gonna check in with the other Dancing Diamond team members. Maybe they've heard something. Okay, Ren. Why didn't we just go straight to the side of the accident? Look over there. Police checkpoint? That's why. They must want to keep the road clear. So what do? We should try to speak to that Trey guy, and maybe even Ryoko. We really need to find a way to get to the scene of the accident. If the police have blocked the road, we need to see if we can get through. And if they refuse, we find another way. you're working with Ren, right? That's right. Sorry, but I don't know anything else about what happened last night. We're also kind of processing it. That's okay. Thanks anyway. Wait, didn't you go for at the card gaming convention? The FA? Yeah, it's a hobby, I swear. Sometimes it feels like there are only like 20 people in this city. Hey, you're working with Ren, right? That's right. Sorry, but I don't know anything else about what happened last night. We're also kind of processing it. That's okay. Thanks anyway. Hey, what's with the long line? What? These are the best hot dogs I've ever tasted. I just keep coming back. Stop. Hey, you were up here last night, right? That I was. And you are? Nina Aquila. I'm a defense attorney and this is my PA, Dylan Merlo. Huh, a lawyer. You come up here often? Every day I'm the custodian. Of the parking lot? What, did you think it took care of itself? I suppose not. How come you're up here so late? Maybe it's round the clock job? What do you care? Someone's gotta clean up after those Rostro Racer kids. Do you know the Racers? Huh, these punks? Sorry, I forgot to say, I'm representing some of the people who were arrested last night. Not sure why you would talk to me. Well, you spent a lot of time up here. I thought you may have seen something. Nope. I'm looking for anything which I can use to establish what happened. Did you see anything unusual last night? Nope. No. You had to think about that? Maybe I wanted to give you an honest answer. You think about that? Hey, it's fine. You didn't see anything. Why so argumentative? Because this guy is an asshole. Did you see anything unusual last night? He says, nuh-uh. He couldn't maybe take off the gas mask and tell him himself? What would be metal about that? Hey, you're working with Ren, right? That's right. Sorry, but I don't know anything else about what happened last night. We're also kind of processing it. That's okay. Thanks anyway. Hey. What's gonna happen? Were all the other aces arrested? Are we still gonna race here? Everyone, please. This has been a difficult time for all of us. Some of us lost a dear friend. Others lost even more. He keeps glancing at that car as though it has some kind of special significance. Maybe I should take another look at it. Ryoko and I are here tonight in case the police need to ask us any questions. But I give you my word, Toge Junkin racing on the Roscoe Spire will continue, and we will not rest until those who did this are brought to justice. We love you, Trey. He's so dreamy. He is dreamy. Think so? The guy knows how to whip up a crowd. Maybe, but that crowd's going to make it impossible to talk to him. Though from what was in the speech, I doubt Trey will have much to say to us. Trey kept looking over this car. Nina? Must have been for a reason. Nina, you got a sec? What is it? Before you start thinking out loud, I think Ryoko's in that car. How'd you figure? Well, Trey just said that they were up at the Spire tonight in the case the police needed to talk to them. But we can't see Ryoko anywhere. Oh wow, he's probably right. I wonder why she just sit in her car. I think that Ryoko and Clara were close. Hank said... Oh, what? What is it? I just realized something. Not important. If you say so. Poor Ryoko. I had no idea. In any case, if she needed to be here and she didn't want people to see her, then her car's a good place to be. What, with the darkened windows? Yeah, wait, do all street racing cars have darkened windows? I think so. All the ones we've seen anyway. The police might tolerate it to some degree due to just how remote this place is, but mountain road racing is still technically illegal. Please remain within the parking lots. Road is closed for the time being. Time switch on the magnetic personality. Why have the police close the road? Sorry. A criminal incident. Criminal? With all due respect, officer, it hasn't been established that a murder took place. Who said anything about murder? I'm talking about speeding. What? I hardly think that speeding is the thing to focus on here. These street racers think they're a law unto themselves. Well, I run the haste. The greatest traffic cop in the history of Fledged CDPD will not stand for it. Greatest traffic? Surely that's not a thing. It is too! I've issued more citations for speeding and illegal parking than any other cop in Fledged CDPD history. No criminal escapes haste, especially now. Now? What do you mean now? What's so important about right now? I've been reporting these street racer types for years, but my superiors never took me seriously. Too remote, they said. I had understood that the racer safety record had been pretty good so far. That doesn't make their activities legal. The only one positive to come out of this tragedy is that finally, the ringleaders will be safely behind bars where they belong. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm under orders to refuse access to anyone but police. Oh yeah? What's this? I'm a defense attorney representing. I'm under orders to only allow police through this cordon. The cordon, and is my colleague at the bottom of the mountain. And you're not police. Can't you actually refuse to allow us to access the site? Now, look here. I have my orders and I intend to follow them. If you disagree, you can raise your objections with my superior. Okay, where's your superior? At the crash site. Can't you really do that? It's called malicious compliance. She can refuse temporarily, but on the understanding she facilitates her access. Telling us to talk to her superior is her facilitating for us. It's not against rules per se, but violates the spirit in which they were written. Either way, we'll have to find another way to the site. No, I can't. Okay. Any luck? Nothing yet. At least nothing we don't already know. I'll keep asking around. Hey, you were up here last night, right? That I was. Oh my god, are you repeating? Okay. The area. This might be useful. You're right. Let me take a picture with my phone. Cool. Ren, did you find out anything useful? Sorry, no. Everyone was here for the start of the race apart from a couple of guys. They were at the finish line. It was so cold last night that no one wandered down to watch mid-course. It was snowing after all, I guess. Ren, we need to see... Jesus Christ. We need to get to the crash site, but the police at the barricade won't let us through. You want to ram it? I could probably rig up some ram bars to your car. No, I'm a defense attorney, not an action hero. He would work. Not the point! I was going to ask, is there any other way to get onto the course? Maybe going around the barricade? Actually there is. You got a map? Yeah, I took a picture of the tourist map. Okay, give me your phone. I need to doodle some extra info. Rostro area map. Annotated. There we go. This line you've drawn. Yep, it's a dirt road. It will take you around the parking lot as far as the 7th straight. When you hit the end of the dirt road, just keep going. You'll come onto the downhill course. Also put a mark for where the crash site is ought to be, if it's where the aces told us. Okay, Ren. Dylan and I will make our way there. We might finish pretty late. Can you make your own way home? I'll catch your ride. Don't worry about me. See you at the courtroom tomorrow. Progress. Crash site via dirt road. Now, there's a familiar face. Nina Aquila, as I live and breathe. Evening, Detective Flatfoot. Am I to assume by your presence, Aquila Defense and Law is acting as a representation? Yes. Though I only just got here, no thanks to one of your traffic cops. Rhonda. Yep, she could do with a stern reminder about a few things. Sorry, this is some kind of personal vendetta to her. It's her big chance to nail the aces to the wall. Yeah, she gave me the whole spiel. Well, you're here now. If you're defending, then as usual, you have full access to the scene. We've been here a few hours already, so feel free to ask us anything. Thanks, Detective. Okay, let's get started. What are we looking for? Honestly, anything. Fledge CD. I'm keeping an eye on the road, ma'am. Detective Flatfoot can answer any questions you have. Let's examine the car. It's an unusual model. What with that black hood? That's a carbon fiber hood. It's light but strong. It might just replace the hood. Excuse me. Other panels are more complex to replace, but the hood is easy. Could probably do it. Plus, replacing the old body is kind of overkill sometimes. The car is a Toyota AG88. A kit car? That's right, this family purchases kits. Apparently, all of the Spades cars were built by Trey Gearson, their mechanic. There seems to be a lot of damage. Yeah, the front bumper and driver's side have sustained heavy damage from the crash. The engine bought it too. The car won't start. Let's examine the car. Wait, is the driver's side front wheel missing? Yup, it's just gone. We assumed it happened during the crash. How come? All three other wheels are damaged in some way. Tracking, riding, even if you had the fourth wheel, the car wouldn't drive straight with the sort of damage. Have you managed to recover the wheel? Was it somewhere nearby? No, we haven't found it. Then again, most of the downhill course is that cliff edge. You can see Flash City from here. You're thinking he went over the cliff? It's not an unreasonable assumption, seeing as though we can't find it. I examined the car. Strange. Anything else, detective? Why is this car missing its license plates? Wow, you're right, it has no plates. Well spotted. Truthfully, we don't actually know. At least that's an honest answer. Fletch City technically only requires that drivers display one plate. That doesn't explain why this car has none at all. Did it have one at the start of the race? I want to say yes, but I don't actually remember. Gotta admit, I didn't look either. Sometimes debris from the road strikes the car's bumper, shattering the plate. It's rare, but it happens. Could have happened earlier in the evening. Still, it's strange. Let's examine the car. What do you need to know? Have you managed to produce a working theory about what happened? I'm not sure what your clients told you, Mrs. Aquila, but to us seems pretty clear. What we see makes us think that one of the aces nudged Clara's car as they came around the turn. That pushed her off the road into the side barricade. Now the three of them are colluding to try and defuse the blame. Do you have any reason to believe one of them intentionally shunted Clara's car? Shunted is the wrong word, so it could have been an accident. I'm inclined to say it wasn't. Clara was familiar with these roads. All four of them were. And if I'm being honest, they were involved in an illegal street race. That's a means, not a motive, detective. True, but I suspect the court won't give much benefit of the doubt. Endangerment caused by such reckless activity basically borders on murder. Not good. What do you need to know? I've heard that the police tolerated the racing up on the Spire, so why is Rhonda Hayes so obsessed with catching the aces? Rhonda? She's a traffic cop. I guess she has a natural dislike of illegal street racers. Comes with the job. She's actually the best that Fletch CDPD has ever had. Did she tell you that? It came up. In any case, the racing up here is still illegal. Don't you get the wrong idea. Just the road is pretty unused now and is too remote. Policing it to catch organized street racers isn't a good use of police time. It's true that they're pretty organized. I hear that their safety record was good, too, prior to all this. Well, yes and no. What? They're organized because of what happened back in the 80s. In the 80s? From what I understand, in 81, there was a fatality during a race. The leader of the Roscoe Racers, their Joker as they call it, they took responsibility and stepped down from mountain racing. What happened to them? Who knows? But it was enough to get the racers to adopt some safer practices. What do you need to know? I have suspected to run into Chad Hawk up here. We saw him down at the police impound. Oh, Chad wouldn't come up here. He'll just read a report. You so sure about that? Yep, Chad doesn't like heights, and he can't drive. He can't drive? He probably got the bus at the impound. What do you need to know? Do you have a cause of death? We'll be working up a more detailed report as usual, but I don't think we'll need it in this case. Why? Clara's body has been taken to the morgue, but she had a clear head wound and her blood was on the steering wheel. All that suggests that when her car struck the barricade, her head was thrown forward and struck the wheel. She probably died instantly. Was she in that position when your officers arrived at the scene? No, from what I understand, the other aces removed their body from the car and tried to administer CPR. That also supports the theory that their deaths were quick. That supports what the aces said. No seatbelt, airbag. From what we could see, the seatbelt was slack, probably just improperly fitted. There was no airbag. I guess they stripped it out to lighten the car from racing. If you've put together a dossier on this, you're welcome to a copy. Can you tell me much about Clara Mass? She occupied some kind of respected position among these street racers. She held the current position of Joker, which is the group's de facto leader. Outside of that, though, I knew her. You did? Just in passing. She was pointed out to me a few years ago at the charity dinner sponsored by the police. We never actually spoke. What I know is that she was from Flash City and was independently wealthy, something of a high society heiress. So the street racing was just a hobby. I suppose. She was a patron of the arts and supported multiple charitable causes. She was popular. Taryn Kestrel, I've expected to see Clara run for mayor someday. Taryn? You mean a DA? That's right, though it was just idle gossip. Nina, who's a DA? The district attorney, Taryn Kestrel, Chad Hawk's boss. In any case, I have a dossier on her. You're welcome to a copy. Have you performed a tire track analysis? Tire track analysis? The police can map the tire tracks of an accident. It lets them create a computer model of what happened. Wow, that's impressive. So what happened? Inconclusive. Excuse me? This track is only really used for mountain racing, but that means we have cars of similar profiles doing the same thing over and over again. I get it. I don't. It's like trying to pull fingerprints off the door handle to a bank after a robbery. Sure, the robbers probably opened the door, but so did 10,000 other people within the prior few weeks. Exactly right. The problem isn't the lack of tire rubber, is that there's too much. Even the verges at the side of the road aren't chewed up. As snow was falling when the accident happened, the snow was fresh everywhere too, so no help there either. Okay. What do you need to know? Okay, I think we found everything that we're going to find. Though nothing that really gives a complete picture of what happened, if only there was a witness. Still, let's head back to the office. Nina, can we make a quick pit stop? You want to get hot dogs? Mind reader. Sounds good. Let's take the car back up the mountain. Oh, Miss Aquila, before you leave. I forgot to tell you about something. What is it, detective? One of the pieces of evidence is a photograph. A photograph? A photographer was up on the mountain last night. Apparently he takes many pictures of the racers on the later hairpins. I think his name was Marco West. Marco, that damn meddler. What does this have to do with him? I've heard the name. Wasn't he the one who called the police? That's right, but he also took a photo of the immediate aftermath of the incident. Fantastic. Can we get a copy of the photo? He took it home to develop it. Develop it? When does he think this is? 1995? He's a bit of a hipster, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I haven't actually seen the picture either, but when Chad spoke to Marco about what the photo is expected to show, I'm just saying you should be aware of it, as it's going to come up. Professional courtesy, understand? If it were a digital photo, I'd be giving you a copy, but this is the best I can do. Thanks, detective. No problem. Safe trip back. Okay, let's grab some hot dogs. Okay, they'll be $4.50. I think I have... Yeah, here's the right change. Thanks. Hey, T-Bro, we came back. I'm actually starting to feel pretty hungry, too. Don't quite know how to break this to you guys. I just sold out. The last customer bought my final dog for the evening. No way! Sorry, I opened pretty early tonight, and it's been kind of busy. What with there being no racing. Everyone's being stuck hanging around the parking lot. 0 for 2? Still, I guess it's good for business. How are you liking your new job? I'm loving it. It's great to be outside, seeing so many people, being an important service. Plus, from the truck, I serve pretty much everyone and see all the comings and goings. Sees all the comings and... Maybe. Terry, did you serve a hot dog to Clara Mass at all last night? Like before Dylan and I arrived up here at the Spire? No. No, I didn't. I would remember too. Come to think of it, she came up to the truck on most nights she was up here. I saw her car arrive at 10 p.m. when she pulled up to the start of the race. I had assumed she was running late and had just come from her home in Flash City. Excuse me? Are you okay? You look like... It's nothing really. Just thought I... No, really, it's nothing. I wonder what that was about. I wouldn't take it personally, Nina. The culture here thrives on face, and I'm honest, you don't have any. Face? Yeah, face, like props, respect, kudos, cred, likes, recognition, reputation. I get it. Plus, it's a community of illegal street racers. They're not fond of police or lawyers. Like I said, don't take it personally. Well, I guess all there is to do now is to head back home. Sorry guys, I'll try to make it up to you some other time. Wait, oh man, I'm forgetting my car. Excuse me. Nina, something just occurred to me. Did you see Ryoko at the start of Ace Race last night? No. But then I had no reason to expect she'd be nearby. I didn't know she was a street racer. That's just it. Surely you would have noticed her? No offense, but when you spotted her later on, just for a moment, you looked like you'd just been struck by lightning. I was kind of hoping that I was the only one who noticed that, but okay. Anyway, Ryoko was obviously close to Clara. Wouldn't she be at the start line? I guess. You look worried. I'm just trying to piece things together. Clara and the Aces were racing. Something happened. Moments later, Clara was dead. The stuff we found doesn't make what happened between them any clearer. Just what we are missing here. And what could be on that photograph? This is the end of the day. Yeah, let's save, please. Whew. Are you finished? Dylan? I crashed here again, remember? Look, if you're ready, I need to use the shower before you go to court. Aquila Defense and Law Offices, January 7th. You ready? Good to go, boss. Okay, time to go to the courthouse. Great, looks like Ren is already here. Let's meet up with him and then go to the bench. Where is he? This guy? Nina! I got here on time. Where do I sit? That's actually something I wanted to ask about you, Ren. Do you think you can keep a cool head throughout the trial? I mean, I guess. Why? Yesterday, something became very obvious to me. You know cars, and we don't. That potentially makes you our new expert if you feel up to it. You really want my help? Only if you can pull yourself together and stay that way. Nina, don't you think you're being a bit harsh? I'm being direct. There's a lot riding on this, and we don't have the luxury of time. Do you can do it? Won't even bend a bender. I'll be your expert. Great. Is here okay? That's great, Ren. Is it okay to have experts right on the bench like this? Yeah, it's permitted. It's some aspect of the case requires specialist knowledge. Anna used to do it all the time. Hello again, Miss Aquila. I see you have a new fence on the bench. Chad, did you feel you needed to bring in some extra help? You can say what you want, Chad, but I came here today with a car expert. You, on the other hand, don't even drive. Good one, Nina. You think so? I thought so. You're right, I don't drive. I prosecute. I think his was better. Are they always like this? From what I've observed, yes. I'm sitting right here, you know. All rise for the Honorable Judge Tawny. Man, I don't know. I just saw her name pop up and I already forgot what it is. Tawny. Okay. Please be seated. Accept the car expert. We are here today. Huh? Miss Aquila, I see you are joined at the bench by another advisor. Can you explain this before we begin? Yes, Your Honor. This man is Stan Renson, or Ren to his friends. He's an expert on automobile design, maintenance, and construction. The defense requests his presence due to the nature of this case. Your Honor, strictly speaking, counsel can invite anyone to the bench as long as they are not disruptive. In the interest of expediency, the prosecution would like to voice that we have no objections. Expediency? Whatever it's got, he must be quite confident in it. Very well, we are here today in the observance of an unusual case. 3 individuals are to be tried concurrently. Keisuke Akagi, also known as the Ace of Diamonds, Hank Castle, also known as the Ace of Hearts, and Jocelyn Montefiore, also known as the Ace of Clubs. These individuals were involved in actions which led to the death of Clara Mass, a wealthy socialite, also known as the Ace of Spades. Collectively, they stand accused of the murder by reckless endangerment, involuntary manslaughter, as well as murder in the first degree. God damn it, man. Which one is it? What the? Murder in the first degree? Nina, is it just suggesting that one of the aces intentionally killed Clara Mass? I don't understand it either. I'd like to continue, Miss Aquila. Apologies, Your Honor. Prosecutor Hawk, are you prepared for the case? As always, Your Honor. And you, Miss Aquila? The defense is ready, Your Honor. One of these days is gonna be true. Really wish I'd taken up those boys in that volleyball thing. Very well. Mr. Hawk, please state the prosecution's case. With pleasure. Your Honor, the 3 accused individuals were arrested on the night before last at the corner of the Rostro Pass. This is a road, one seldom used in winter. It is far to the north, but still within the limits of Fletch City's jurisdiction. The road itself is on the slopes of the Rostro Spire, the tallest mountain in the region, and is somewhat infamous for its use in the culture of illicit mountain pass racing. For clarity, this is a form of illegal street racing. When the police arrived, the 3 individuals were found at the site of the driving-related incident. Present at the scene was the body of Clara Mass. What the heck is wrong with me? Clara Mass, herself a street racer. Clara Mass was dead. Additionally, her car, a Mitsuyoda AG88, was badly damaged. This followed many eyewitnesses' reports that these 4 individuals set off from the Rostro Vista parking lot in 4 cars and were taking part in an unsanctioned street race. The prosecution asserts that the other 3 individuals colluded to cause the death of Clara Mass. And we intend to prove this via witness testimony. And I don't know why I say Mass, or whatever I say. That's a lie. The aces would never... Ren! What did we talk about?
Order!
Miss Aquila, is your expert counsel going to be a problem? Nina, I know it's hard, Ren, but if you want to help, you need to keep a lid on it. Okay. I apologize on behalf of my expert, Your Honor. This is his first time in court. There will be no further outbursts. Very well. Thank you, Mr. Hawk, for your summary of the case. Bailiff, please bring in the defendants. Defendants, can you please confirm your name and occupation? Ann Castle, Ace of Hearts. I work as a producer at a TV show production company. Keisuke Akagi, Ace of Diamonds. I work as a delivery driver. Jocelyn. Take your time. Jocelyn Montefiore, Ace of Clubs. I work as a studio tech at Flash City Records. Records? Like for music? Yes, Your Honor. Bands, singers, that kind of thing. Your Honor, while each of the defendants has stated their day job profession, their occupation in this case relates more to their nighttime activities. Each of the people before you is a notorious... Your Honor, the prosecution's use of the word notorious is leading.
Objection!
I simply mean to say they have notoriety within their community. While I understand Miss Aquila's position, I agree with Mr. Hawk in this particular instance. Overruled, Miss Aquila. Let's not quibble over such fine details in this stage. As I was saying, these 3 individuals are notorious within Fledge City's illegal street racing scene. Chad's staring at me like he expects me to object to that. Not a chance. They're illegal street racers, that's beyond contention. In fact, each of these people is a leader of one of the city's street racing teams. The prosecution requests then that this is recorded as their occupation in addition to their actual job. Really making a meal of this one, aren't you, Chad? The defense does not dispute this, Your Honor. Very well. Please explain in brief why you were up on the Rostro Spire on the night in question. Your Honor, each year the Rostro Racers, that is to say, the street racers of the Rostro Spire, compete for the title of Joker. Our Joker is the leader of our community. I see. You're awfully organized, considering that this is all built around the practice of illegal street racing. In any case, the night in question was the night where we had intended to select a new Joker. In some years, this is one on points, where there's a clear candidate based on all the races in the season. This year, we required a race-off, an ace race. Race-off? The competition was unusually close this year, which meant that all four of us had to take part. I understand. So in that case, who is this joker now? Excuse me? Your race was to select a new leader. Who is this leader now? Well, we don't know. When we started the race, Clara was joker, but the race didn't finish. And Clara's dead. This is an unprecedented situation. The community will probably have to select a new joker via some other means once this is all over. In that case, street racing, though illegal, is something of a misdemeanor. We'll deal with that at another hearing. But with regards to today's proceedings, the three of you are aware of the charges put forth by the prosecution. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, Your Honor. I plead...
Objection.
Your Honor, regarding a matter of protocol, I was wondering when we'd bring this up. Only two of the defendants have accepted the services of Aquila Defense and Law. Mrs. Jocelyn Montefiore did not accept Mrs. Aquila's offer of counsel. It's improper, therefore, to try them all at the same time. It's unusual, certainly. Miss Aquila, do you have a view on this matter? Your Honor, as Mrs. Montefiore isn't a lawyer, it isn't the norm for the city to assign her a public defender by a lottery process. It's improper of you to suggest it because it would be your firm just because. Did I hit a nerve? Why doesn't he want me to represent Jocelyn? Your Honor, may I speak? I may be able to resolve this. I request to plead the fifth. The fifth? It means that she refuses to testify. And as she hasn't accepted my counsel, I can't advise her about why that's a bad idea. Are you certain, Miss Montefiore? I refuse to enter a formal plea. Very well, you have that right, but I request that I stand alongside my friends. Surely, silence, Mr. Hawk. Need a moment to consider this. Please, just Tony. Given the alternatives, the only prudent course to allow you to stand. However, Mrs. Montefiore, this is highly irregular. If you're playing games in my courtroom, I'll have you behind bars for contempt so fast you'll think that I'm the fastest within Fledge City limits. Am I clear? Crystal, Your Honor. Mr. Castle, Mr. Akagi, Mrs. Montefiore, the court recognizes your plea. Prosecution, bring forth your first witness. Okay, here we go. Huh? Hawk's about to bring out a witness who will give a statement. Listen to it. We have to focus on the little details. Looking for inconsistency, a flaw of some kind, which shows the witness is either lying or just mistaken. Don't worry about memorizing the statement, though. We'll be able to recap it afterward. Inconsistencies. Got it. Special Traffic Operative Rhonda Haste. Reporting as requested, ma'am. Goodness, Mrs. Haste, can you please bring it down a notch? Now I prefer to be addressed as Your Honor. Apologies, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is Rhonda Haste, Fledge City's most decorated traffic cop. Her record of arrests for highway code violations is peerless in the history of Fledge City PD. I see. In that case, this gives me the chance to pose a question that I've been mulling since I became aware of this case. If the activities of the Rostro Racers are so widely known and obviously illegal, how have they persisted for so long? I guess someone had to ask. Are you implying our work is unsatisfactory? As I'll have you know, I have made arrests that have led to other 400 convictions. Really, I have issued over 8,000 citations. That many? The eastern wing of the Fledge City Children's Hospital is called the Haste Wing. Do you want to know? That's quite enough. Officer Haste, your achievements are quite impressive, but I'm asking a specific question. Why does the racing up on the Rostro Spire persist despite your best efforts? It's because of those damn pen pushers, the penny pinchers at City Hall. Your Honor, if I may, the reason is down to how the police force is budgeted. They can't afford to make it their priority. The Rostro Pass has been in use since the construction of new roads around a decade ago. The racers have taken care to avoid accidents. In fact, the last fatality was back in 1981. Statistically speaking, that makes it one of the safest roads in the city. Officer Haste has pursued the racers whenever the opportunity arose, but was unable to apprehend the suspects on those occasions. Those were under less than ideal circumstances. I've appealed to the chief multiple times seeking to mount a sting operation, but those damn bean counters just won't let me do my job. These racers are a menace, both to other road users and to themselves. I say, a spirited individual for sure. Thank you, officer. Please move on to your statement. Here we go. Playtime. Witness statement. I was among the team that was dispatched to the mountain on the day after the incident to assess the scene. It seems obvious that one of the aces, perhaps more than one, barged Clara's car off the road. Street racing is a dangerous pursuit. is of no benefit to the community, and those people should be behind bars. I always knew something bad would happen on the mountain, but the PD would never listen. Well, it's on their heads now. Very well, Mrs. Aquila. You may begin your cross-examination. She seems wholly confident in her opinion. Let's shatter that confidence.
Hold it!
You weren't among the police who went to the scene on the night of the accident? What are you implying? Oh, I mean, I can't take a night off, you know. Nina, sheesh. Everyone needs a night off. There's no need for such a suggestion. What, sensitive much? I just wanted to be certain. You came to the scene for the first time on the following day? Yes. Seems obvious I wanted the aces, perhaps more than one. Watch Clara's car the road.
Hold it!
Why do you believe that? Surely it's self-evident? In that case, can you walk us through it? Fine. Firstly, we interviewed people who were at the base of the course from as early as 8 p.m. Nobody passed by, going up or down the mountain. That seems unusual in and of itself. Actually, the Highways Department at City Hall have survey data for this, taken over a period of several months last year, suggests that the road is very much disused. Nobody passed by, going up or down the mountain. Plus, we know that no one passed the top of the mountain during or immediately after the ace race took place. That means no other vehicles could have been involved. That's true. Dylan and I were there, and no one passed by until the police and ambulance showed up. There's one more thing. The Rostro Pass downhill is a single road with no branches or turnoffs. This is why the Rostro racers use it. Isn't it delightful? Those street racer rogues are sewn up by the very thing which attracted them to the mountainous roads of our fair city. Poetic justice. Wait, does that scan? Something doesn't seem right about what Rhonda just said. You feel this is important, Miss Aquila? Yes, I believe it's important. Very well, witness. Can you please add this to your statement? Rostro Pass, the one road.
Objection!
Officer Hayes, would you say that you know the roads of the Rostro Spire quite well? What sort of question is that? Yes, of course I do. I patrol that area from time to time, so I have a good understanding of all the roads. And what about the trails? The what? The trails, Officer Hayes. Tur tracks used by hikers. Do I look like a park ranger to you? Bingo. In what ways is relevant, Aquila? Who cares about a bunch of hiking paths? Because not all of them are exclusively used by hikers, Chad. Some of them are wide enough for cars. Officer Hayes, you may know the roads up on the mountain. There's one route you didn't account for, indicated in this map. Impossible. I drove that road up and down as part of my investigation and saw no such turnoff. If I may, the turnoff is invisible from the road. You have to drive through some foliage in order to get to it. The branches of the bushes are springy, so it's back to normal only moments after someone passes through. I used a dirt trail myself on the evening after the accident in order to access the crime scene. Ridiculous! Why would you have to take such a roundabout route to the crime scene when there's a perfectly good road? Officer Hayes, would you care to answer that question? Why would she? This is preposterous. I'm an officer of the law, and I was following my orders to the letter. Officer Hayes, answer the question. Your Honor, in the interest of expediency, Officer Hayes would not allow us access to the crime scene. She refused you access? She neglected to inform me of this. While she was following her orders, as she states, I believe that this was an example of malicious compliance. I'm not on trial here. That may be. Still, Miss Hayes, those actions are highly unbecoming of a police officer. In any case, what's important is that Officer Ace's statement hinges on that there was no other way to access the course, implying no third party could have been involved. This is simply wrong.
Order!
Yes, I can see the inconsistency. You make a good point, Mrs. Aquila. Time to push it. In fact, Your Honor, this conclusion suggests the opposite. A third party could have been involved. That seems a leap of logic at this point. Absence of evidence is not evidence. That's a great maxim, Chad. Do you keep that on your bedroom wall next to the big Live, Laugh, Love poster? That may be true, Chad, but even you can concede that this throws Officer Hayes' reliability into question. Your Honor, the prosecution requests to call a new witness. Granted, Mr. Hawk. Officer Haste, you may leave. She's gonna hate me. Before I go, I will say that I acted in the best interests of Officer Haste. Yes. Your continued presence here offends me. Get out of my sight. Jesus Christ. Anya told me that Chad was a stickler for process. I guess we just saw that in action. Much as I dislike him personally, I guess I can respect him. He really does care about justice. Mr. Hawk, please summon your next witness. The prosecution calls Marco West to the stand. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Mr. West, maybe it's the albedo of all the wood? Mr. West, you can't possibly expect me to pass up this opportunity. You are in court, show some decorum. But the lighting here is marvelous, and the furnishings are so rustic. That may be, but... And every surface in here, every spot, they tell a story of life and death, of the fulcrum around which justice pivots. Why do we never get anyone? Well, is normal the world you're looking for? Yeah. I guess it keeps things interesting. Mr. Marco West, please. Oh my. I had no idea that within this maze of judicial mahogany there would dwell such a delicate sakura petal, with eyes the color of the sea after a storm. Tell me, what conditioner do you use? Do you exfoliate? You must exfoliate. Uh-oh. What? Brace yourself. I mean, keep talking. I don't know what's happening. I guess even judges get thirsty. And your nails. I can almost see my face in them. I've just come from a manicure from a place nearby. I should give him a try. Perhaps we could go together. Judge Tawny? That would be delightful. I think I have their card in my purse. Judge Tawny! Please stop fraternizing with my witness. Fair play, Mr. Hawk. Mr. West, Marco, can you please return to the witness stand? With some regrets. Please state your name and occupation for the record. Gladly, Your Honor. I'm Marco West, jet setter, artisan, and photographer. So you travel a great deal for your work? Just when I feel drawn to do so. I like to think of myself as a student of the very concept of beauty in motion. Is this guy for real? My last booking was the Paris fashion show, prior to which I was in Milan. Goodness. Marvelous. But with all that, how did you come to be involved in the night in question? Enchanting. While at the Paris fashion show, I received an email about something going on in the mountains here in Fledge City. An email? From whom? It was anonymous, or at least I could not place the name anywhere. An anonymous email? Understand that I am a celebrated artist, and I receive odd and unusual fan mail all the time. This one talked about street racing up on the slopes of the Roscoe Spire. It occurred to me that perhaps beauty lay not just in nature or on the catwalk, but in thundering engines and tire-shredding speed. The idea stirred something within me, and I came to Fletch City the following day. Witness, if you don't mind, can you start to steer this towards why you were at the mountain on the night that Clara Mass died? Confidence, astounding. Not long after I arrived, I met up with the Rostro Racers up at the Rostro Vista parking lot. I believe I first spoke to Hank Castle, who stands before me now. Hi! But I soon met the others too. In fact, just over 2 weeks ago, I went with the group to a bar called Shin's Place downtown. I must confess, I wanted to see the group dynamic with their guard down, in Vino Veritas and all that. In fact, I have a picture of the event right here. I see. What did you find? I quickly became fascinated by their culture and strong friendship rooted in their love of speed. Then, when the night was at its peak, and all of us were, shall I say, quite merry, Clara told me of a sacred truth that bound them all together, a shared sense of purpose that, she said, lay within the heart of the drift. She believed that only a driver can experience this truth, but I wasn't convinced. Nothing can hide from my lens, so over the following days, I searched for the best place to capture this truth. I soon found it was on the third airpin of the course, quite near the finish. Nina, Clara's car, the accident, that was just after the second airpin. So Marco was just around the corner when it happened. I mean, technically, but the straight between the corners is quite long. There's a few hundred yards between them. The third hairpin is wide and offers a chance for long drifts. So on the evening in question, I walked up from the end of the course and camped out in that spot waiting for the race. I was there from around 8 p.m. as sometimes the group has warm-up races or other members settle their own scores. On that night though, not a single car passed us. What the heck car passed me? You weren't bored sitting there? A little, but I brought my phone and some headphones. I recently gotten into electro swing. If you had headphones on, you weren't worried you'd be caught unaware when the cars happened by? I had a radio tuned to the Rostro Racer's frequency. A light on, it blinks when they talk, so I thought it was a calculated risk. When it blinked, I took off the headphones and got ready to try and step the ultimate shot. But then something surprising happened. Or, I should say, didn't happen. What? I waited patiently, but the racers never came into view. Instead, all I heard was the screeching of tires a bit further up the road. And then I walked up to investigate. I saw this. Order in the court. Apologies for stating what seems to be obvious, but that appears to be the defendants removing Clara's body from her car. This is a wide angle and just a still, but I can tell you that Clara looked very much dead. That's not... We were just trying... Order! Defendants, please refrain from outbursts during the witnesses' remarks. Don't worry, guys. We'll straighten all this out yet. The prosecution would like to state that the photo is to be considered alongside Mr. West's statement. In that case, Mr. West, please make your formal statement. Commanding. Marvelous. No problem. Witness statement. As usual, during recent races, I was camped out on the third hairpin. I'd been there all evening. No cars had passed by. Our radio went off to say that the race had started, and I braced to take pictures. I heard the sound of squealing tires, but no cars passed. Ran up the side of the road, see what was going on. When I got there from a distance, I saw the three accused around the victim's car. That's when I snapped the photo. I hate to say it, but they looked very suspicious. I wanted to call 911, but the reception was poor. I had to run back to Airpin 3 to make the call. After that, I went home to develop the photograph. I thought it would be important. Thank you, Mr. West. Mrs. Aquila, please begin your cross-examination. This is strange. Is that photo really compelling evidence? What sort of game are you playing at, Chad?
Hold it!
You didn't see anything unusual? Nothing that would raise concern? Not at all. I was pacing to try and keep warm while the snow was falling. Excuse me. It was particularly cold that night. Hear anything? Sorry, no. I had my headphones on and was listening to music. Anyway, I've been there for some time when my radio went off to say that the race had started, and I braced to take pictures.
Hold it!
What sort of camera do you use? I possess a vast range of bodies in glass. Glass? He's referring to lenses, Aquila. Correct. Are you a photographist, Mr. Hawk? I dabble. But on the particular night in questions, I was using a Canon SOE 1000ES with a telelens, a mini-fix model. I heard the sound of squealing tires.
Hold it!
Why did you pick that moment to run up the course? I've shot this corner multiple times, so I have a pretty good idea of how long it should take. Between hearing the tire squeal on the previous corner and seeing the car pass by, it had just been a bit too long and everything went quiet. In truth, it was disconcerting. It made sense to investigate.
Hold it!
You didn't think to call out to them, to get closer and ask what was going on? I wanted to, believe me, but then I saw Hank and Keska remove Clara's body from her car, and I was hit with a sudden sense of foreboding, like I'd witnessed something I wasn't supposed to see. So instead, I lifted up my camera.
Hold it!
Why do you say suspicious? You don't think three people crowded around a dead person tend to look suspicious? I don't think... Psst, Nina. Don't forget, you go to crime scenes, you kind of see a lot of dead people. Think about his perspective. He was only watching for long enough to take a picture. Do you have anything which clears up the actions of Hank and the others? What were they really doing? Marco, would you say that you are an expert in photograph analysis? I have an eye for detail if that's what you're saying. And by your measure, the photo of the three defendants looks suspicious. Well, given that the three of them today stand accused of murder... Your Honor, while the photograph in question does show the defendants around the body of the accused, it does not show a murder. Are you seriously suggesting that it's not of importance? Well, they may not show the moment of the murder. They're dragging your body from the car. Check the cause of death among the evidence. The liner notes that Clara's body bore signs that post-mortem someone attempted to give her CPR. That person, by his own admission, was Hank Castle, one of the accused. Yeah. In fact, Your Honor, Marco's statement, while presented honestly, is nothing more than his opinion, due to his highly circumstantial perspective. The defense moves that it be disregarded from this case. Is that so? Why does he look so pleased? I've got a bad feeling. I'm forced to agree with Mrs. Aquila in this instance. While the scene depicted in the photograph may seem suspicious in a certain context, it seems the explanation could be perfectly innocent. Something's not right about this. This photo thing, the CPR and the cause of death. These are far too obvious. Chat doesn't make those sort of mistakes. That means, while it could form of a body of evidence, it's not in and of itself conclusive. Marco West, you may vacate the witness stand. Perhaps I'll see you at that manicure place later. I'll be shocked if we get out of here anywhere near early enough. But tomorrow, perhaps? Mr. Hawk. Yes, Your Honor. It is not often that I express doubt in your skills as a prosecutor, but you made very clear in this case that the prosecution was pursuing murder in the first degree. As of this moment, I see no evidence of this. Your Honor, may the prosecution make some supplementary remarks? Of course, but please be brief. I don't like the sound of this. It is my belief that anyone, no matter how guilty, can be a decent human being, that they can step forward and have the courage to ask the mercy of the court. I look upon such people with some respect. But events earlier in this hearing have turned this case into a farce. What do you mean? The prosecution is aware of certain evidence that suggests one person in this court is obstructing justice. What's he talking about? Chad suggesting someone here isn't telling the truth. What did I miss? They're awfully aware of their guilt, but they have chosen not to speak up. Perhaps they believe they would not discover their secret, or maybe they'd rather drag their friends down with them. So be it. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call... Your Honor? Yes, defendant? I wish to change my plea. This isn't really the proper time. To nolo contendere. What the hell is she doing? Nina, what's nolo contendere? It's nolo contendere. It means no contest. But that would mean that she's admitting to the crime. It's almost like making a confession. Chad must have intended for this to happen all along. Did he get to Jocelyn? Or does he really have compelling evidence? You couldn't... I don't believe it. I can't.
Order. Objection.
Your Honor, I must protest. I don't believe the defendant appreciates the ramifications of... Ask her. What? Ask her what he means. Mrs. Montefiore? It means that proceedings continue, but I am to be presumed guilty unless proven innocent. She seems to understand perfectly well. Then she should make a statement. Your Honor, the defense wishes to cross-examine Mrs. Montefiore. I thought you'd never ask. The prosecution would like to call Jocelyn Montefiore to the witness stand. I'm so sorry, Nina, Hank, everyone. Witness, can you describe what happened around the time of Clara Mass's death from your perspective? I hit something. Something. I didn't want to lose. I was so jealous of Clara. She was so perfect. Every gear change, every drift. I went to the mountain that night determined to beat her, no matter the cost. We were approaching the second hairpin and Clara's lights went out, and I knew that's when she would be making her move. I wanted to win. Next thing I knew, I felt a jolt, an impact on my passenger side. Only then did I notice that I veered off my line to try and block Clara's path. Next thing we knew, we'd rounded the corner and Clara's car had crashed. I mean, we did hear an impact just prior to the accident. You too? Don't be ridiculous. Jocelyn wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm not happy about it either, Frank. But how do you explain it? I did it. I wanted to beat her. I wanted to win. I killed Clara Mass. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Your Honor, the prosecution wishes to highlight two pieces of evidence. When Clara's Mass's car was found, it had extensive damage on the driver's side, Meanwhile, Mrs. Montefiore's car had significant damage on its passenger side, and that's why Chad was at the police impound. Nina, what? I've got to say, I agree with Hank. Jocelyn is dedicated, but she's no murderer. Hasn't that ship sailed? She just admitted to it. Not necessarily. The mind is a powerful thing. You can convince yourself the sky is green if you try hard enough. Sometimes, if people are confronted with evidence, they'll join the dots on their own. She feels guilty, and there's a convincing theory that she's guilty. So, she thinks she's guilty. That doesn't make it true. Your Honor, may the defense begin our cross-examination. You may, Mrs. Aquila. Okay. I looked into my mirror. I saw the moment that Clara's headlights in and out. Veer to the right. I'm almost sympathetic, Mrs. Montefiore. I'm sorry that your actions have led you to this point. Miss Aquila, please begin your cross-examination. I don't believe Jocelyn did it. I believe she believes she did it, but I don't think she would commit murder, even if she wanted to. There's got to be something which proves it. Or this is all gonna be over before it even starts. Let me just open my menu. This girl is from clubs, right? Damaged the front right wing. So the crash. Wait, so the damage to this is only on the right. And if it's American, it's on the left side. Okay.
Hold it!
When I examined my car, some other find it wasn't Clara. Last night.
Objection!
Evidence. Sustained.
Hold it!
They just blinked out? That's right. They were on and then blinked, they were off. It was dark, and with the snow falling, it was like her car vanished into darkness. It was just like her improvisational, tactical, brilliant. I was so determined to block her that I veered to the right. I need to save. I don't even know, maybe this one? GDM cars from Japan, where they drive on the left. So the driver's seat is on the right. Oh, look at this. Huh. An American. even if you stand next to them, you can see inside. My mirror. So if you look, you veer to the right. Wait a minute. So this one is driving an American car.
Objection!
I think it's because there's no damage. Jocelyn, you said you started to think about this after Chad came to you last night, correct? You said he'd shown you compelling evidence about damage to both your Maverick and Clara's AG-88. That's right. Okay, let's stroke his ego just a bit. I have to admit, this is a clever piece of deduction. Chad, can you explain how you figured it out? With pleasure. The initial statement we received from the defendants mentioned a loud sound before they saw that Clara had crashed her car. When I visited the police impound, I noticed that Jocelyn's car had extensive damage on the passenger side. So if it's the passenger side, it's to the right side. While Detective Flatfoot's report from the crash scene showed that Clara's car was damaged on its driver's side. So again, to the right side. From these facts, I deduced that Mrs. Montefiore had instigated the crash. There it is. Chad, can you clarify one thing for me? Of course. You don't drive, do you? No, I actually cycle extensively or use Fletch City's public transit system. Why? You also haven't seen Clara's car yet, have you? With your own eyes. There was no need. I read Flatfoot's written report. It was comprehensive. Wait, how do you know? Your Honor, the defense would direct the court to look again at two pieces of evidence. Jocelyn Montefiore's Maverick damaged on its passenger side, and Clara's Mass AG damaged on its driver's side. Oh! Of course! Wow, that's so obvious. But that would mean... Hey, what's the big idea? What are you blabbing about, Aquila? Do you know what JDM means, Chad? Because I do! Your Honor, while Jocelyn's car is American, Clara's car is a Japanese domestic model. So the driver is actually on the right, meaning that both cars are damaged on their right-hand side. That makes it impossible for Jocelyn's car to have impacted Clara's car in the way the prosecution believes. Then just what did Jocelyn hit on the road? A nocturnal animal? A piece of debris? Who cares? There's absolutely no proof that it was anything other than... Objection. The absence of evidence is not proof, Chad. She could have hit anything up there, but she couldn't have hit Clara's car. Your Honor, Jocelyn's plea was based on how a piece of evidence suggested it was certain that she was guilty. In fact, as this evidence is being proven to be fundamentally flawed, the defense requests that she be permitted to change her plea.
Order!
I must say, this has been an unusual day, but given what has just been pointed out, I'm inclined to agree with Mrs. Aquila. Mrs. Montefiore, do you wish to change your plea? Yes, Your Honor, I wish to plead not guilty. As I expected, your court recognizes your plea. However, Mr. Hawk, this revelation no doubt has a profound effect on the prosecution's case. Did we do it? Maybe. Just maybe. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that we modify the charges we have brought up against the defendants. We wish to retract the charge of murder in the first degree. Yay! Wait for the other shoe to drop. However, in its place, we wish to propose a charge of murder in the second degree. We also still press the charges of murder by reckless endangerment and involuntary manslaughter. No! That's what I thought. It is the prosecution's prerogative to remind the court that these charges can still result in capital penalties for all three defendants. Why do I get the feeling that we got out of the woods only to wander into the worst part of town? Very well, Mr. Hawk. The court should explain to both benches that the biggest concern in this case is that we still lack a clear picture about what took place in the moments leading up to Clara's death. However, Miss Aquila, yes, Your Honor, be aware, I will not hesitate to sentence all the defendants equally if I feel they are colluding to diffuse their guilt. This is in part because death occurred during an activity that was, by definition, illegal. Understood. As I am unable to render a verdict at this time, I suggest that we adjourn for today. Both benches are urged to investigate further and restate their cases. We shall reconvene the day after tomorrow. Okay, can I just say something though? Yeah, what these three did was illegal. Same thing goes for the person that got killed. So, yeah. I don't think that they should be, let's say, the only people responsible. I don't know, I just don't think this is a fair portrayal. I know that this is meant to be a representation of the American American justice system, or I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Oh, man, I'm too tired and my head hurts, and I actually haven't eaten anything in a long time. I'm trying to finish the game first before I go eat. But my point is, I understand that this is trying to represent the American judicial system, and that, in my opinion, and it is what it is, it's incredibly flawed. It's incredibly unfair. It's incredibly biased. In so many ways, in so many states. It's so outdated. It's so backwards. It's a fucking mess. And if I was a citizen of the United States of America, I would be embarrassed of how the judicial system works or is built or whatever. Having said that, and because this is a game, and the target audience isn't just, I think this game target audience is like just everyone regardless of nationality. And I do think it has to appeal, or like for you to enjoy this, game, I think you do have to enjoy anime style characters. Even if there weren't many references to Japan, and anime, and like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, some jokes as well. Yeah, I think you do have to like anime and manga and be into Japanese culture. But I don't think the target audience is mainly Americans, is what I'm trying to say. And I do wish that the cases, or at least this case, felt a lot more logical, in the way that the judge and the prosecution as well is handling things. And actually, in the previous case, like in the previous chapter episode, I also felt the same when it said, okay, you know what, we are reaching the third day. If I still have some questions about whether this guy is guilty or not, he's just gonna be guilty regardless. And that's not how it works at all. Or at least that's not the way it should work at all. Like I said, I really don't like and I really don't trust the American justice system. And I wish this game was more I don't know how to say it. Just felt more fair in the in the sense that of what a court and how like basically how serious a judge and the court should be, you know, regarding the facts, regarding the theories, regarding the evidence, and not be like, because I really felt that in the last section of last chapter's trial, when the judge just says something along the lines of, okay, this is the third day. If we reach the end of the day of this day, without knowing for certain that this guy didn't do it, I'm just gonna deliver a guilty verdict anyways. Like, fuck it. I really didn't like that. It just felt like so stupid. And I want to be very clear. When I say unfair and whatnot, I don't mean that for the player. I mean in the sense of what justice is and how courts should treat people and treat evidence and treat witnesses' testimonies and statements and everything like that. But yeah, moving on. I hope I got my opinion across. Hey, yes, please. I don't know, man. Maybe this one? There's got to be something. Something I missed. Come on, brain. Think more like Anya. Maybe if I tried to talk and act like her for a bit, I'd think of something. What am I thinking? That's ridiculous. Still. Hey, Nina. Hey, I heard you. Aquila Defense and Law, 11:53 a.m. The Aces collective down payment just cleared for our services. Want to grab some lunch? Might be funding something other than instant ramen and weak old Chinese food. Sounds good. You got something in mind? I thought maybe the Great Wave. I think you're in love with that place. Hey, what can I say? I like sushi. Besides, it's Thursday, and they do an all-you-can-eat special. Okay, you've convinced me. Come see me when you're ready to head out. Oh wait, I just saved, never mind. Yes, please. Okay, boss. Join my party! Okay, where's the Great Wave again? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, they moved. The whole restaurant? Yeah, it's near the convenience store now. Not quite sure if that's even possible. Well, it's true. Check your GPS. Oh my god, that's actually a scary icon. Oh. heart-centered. The Great Wave Sushi Restaurant. Teddy bears? I've been to one of these my entire life. You know, like with the conveyor belt and the dishes. It was so fun and so good. Welcome to the Great Wave, a Sledge City's premier 24-hour sushi restaurant. We pride ourselves on an authentic kaiten sushi experience. We charge by the plate, so it's easy to order as much or as little as you want. We also have a range of specials that you can order a la carte. Is it your first time visiting? Dylan, back again, huh? Hi, two for the all you can eat. Oh, is something wrong? Sorry, but we've moved the day for all you can eat to Mondays. No way! That makes us 3 whole days late. Shame we didn't come in on Monday. Hardly. We're on our way to the Spire to see Terry's hot dog truck. Right, I guess it would have been the night of the Ace Race accident. Yeah, it's caused some confusion. We've updated our business cards with the new details, though. Here, you can put it on the notice board or something back at your office. Okay. Still want to eat here? Just paid by the plate? We're here now. May as well. Wonderful. Let's see now. We're rather busy. Are you okay sitting at the belt? Anywhere's fine. Okay, I spot 2 stools free. Just call for me to total up your plates once you've had enough. Thanks. Let's get some chow. What are you thinking? Salmon? Some rolls? I just think I saw some fried chicken got past us. I'm gonna wait until we spot some sashimi. Could you pass the ginger? Yeah, just a second. Whoops. Oh wow, good catch. Don't mention it. Chad Hawk? What are you doing here? Eating sushi? That's a stupid question, I guess. If you come here often, I'm surprised we never ran into each other. The prosecutor's office is in this part of town, so I get lunch here sometimes. Still, I'm surprised you would take time out for a sit-down meal during an active investigation. I'm not a machine, you know. Could have fooled us. Huh. It's strange. I've dueled with Chad from across the courtroom so much that I tend to see him as less of a person and more of a cog in Fletch City's judicial system. We have little common ground to make small talk. I know that he's kind of famous for a case from several years ago. Maybe start with that. How's your investigation going? Excuse you? You think we're gonna share? What? No. Even you two are more professional than that. I'm talking about Anya's case. What makes you think I'm still investigating Anya's case? Call it a hunch. Chad, can I ask you something? Go ahead. Did you seriously think that Anya was guilty? Doesn't matter what I thought. Don't give me that crap. You might be a prosecutor, but I'm led to believe that you're also a person. Aquila, Nina, I bore Anya no ill will, but the evidence was just too compelling. That's just it. I've reviewed the evidence countless times, looking for some gap, some flaw. Anya was always better at this. She could flip her perspective on a body of evidence as easy as turning over a playing card at a poker table. I was never quite so good at it. No, your style is more improvisational. I'm not sure if that's an insult or a compliment. Coming from him, could be both. You're quick, Marlo. I like that. Huh. Thanks, I think. Aquila, it stuns me that despite your evident talents, the solution eludes you. It's simple logic. Anya has seen all the evidence that was present at her own trial. So, do I have to walk you through it? If that's true, that means applying your methods as an approach is fundamentally flawed. There has to be something which was taken at face value, which isn't what it seems. Call it a hidden truth. Where do you suggest I look? No idea. And besides, it's not up to me to tell you how to do your job. Check, please. That's 3, 4. Okay, here's your receipt. Please pay at the door on your way out. Oh, Aquila? Taryn didn't believe it. Huh? My boss? The DA? Taryn Castro? She's pretty stoic, I'm sure as you know. But when Anya's case came in, she said that she found it very hard to believe. Thanks. See you in court tomorrow. Don't expect a polite chit-chat. Wow. You surprised Chad Hawk has the capacity to be nice? Nice? You call that nice? By his standards. I guess. I'm still processing the idea that he's actually human. Plus, I'm starving. There's some sashimi. Quick, before he gets away. 14 plates. What can I say? I really like salmon. Ready to head up to the spire? Yeah, I'm good to go. Okay, let's get in the car. Where did we park? Right here. Nina! Dylan! I've been looking for you guys. Yeah, we just went to get some food. Something's going on at the spire. Are you guys heading up there now? About to, yeah. Great. Mind if I ride up with you? Yeah, no problem. Hop in. Looks like someone's coming up behind us. That was Ryoko. You're absolutely certain? Believe me, I can tell. Every racer on the Spire has a way of driving. Call it their own unique style. It's unmistakable. Imitating someone else's style would be like copying their whole personality. Is it really that deep? It's just street racing. I didn't understand it either until I got out onto the asphalt. I think discovering too this is like a shared journey we all take. That's what makes the roster of racers like a family. What's in perspective why you can't accept that the Aces could be guilty? Yeah, I can't believe that the Aces would try to kill Polaris simply to win. Because to an Ace of the roster of racers, it's not about winning. It's not? No. It's about something only true racers really understand. The truth that lurks in the heart of the drift. The heart of the drift. I might start by grabbing one of those hot dogs. Didn't seem to care. What? Can't believe you'd... Are you accusing me? Because if you are, then own it or stow it. But maybe I should check that out first. That looks ugly. Let's see what's going on. Holy shit. This bickering is futile. We shouldn't allow ourselves to... Oh, Kenneth Lance. Can you even see what's going on from under that mask? Hey, leave him alone. I agree. No surprise there. What? Always the peacemaker, aren't you, Trey? Always trying to broker the deal. Well, it's not happening this time. That's rich coming from the hearts. This all happened because Hank wanted to try and... You wanna go, Coif boy? Back up before you hurt yourself. Forget it. Come on, guys. Come see us when you're ready to apologize. Same goes for you. Not gonna happen. I find all your attitudes quite distasteful. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. Like a family, huh? Yeah. Does your family get along all the time? I'm an orphan, if you must know. People are just tense. You know about the 1981 incident, right? I know someone died in a race. Not just that. He brought down the then Joker. They say he left the racing scene never to return again. Almost killed racing on the Spire. And people are worried that will happen again? I guess. Anyway, I'm going to head over to the Diamonds area and talk to the guy. See if I turn up anything useful. See you later. Nina. What? Something's eating at these people. Well, yeah, someone died, their leaders are in custody, and Ren just said, more than that, if these people really are like a family, a loss like Lara should have caused at least some of them to draw together. Instead, it's driven a wedge between them. I think there's something stirring up this kind of animosity. I guess we'll just have to ask them and find out. Let's talk to the kings of all 4 teams and see where we get. And maybe that janitor guy, too. Okay, is anyone here? Mrs. Aquila. Nina, right? You look a little outnumbered. Yeah, it feels like that for a few nights. I guess it can't be helped. Can't be helped? Yeah, the Jack and Queen of Spades are on vacation right now. They took their cars and went to Gunma, Japan for a few weeks. They've been planning the trip for years. What's there? Some great mountain roads, believe me. Also some great onsen by the lake. Onsen, you mean hot springs? Yup, it's a dream holiday for a married street racer couple. I hate to ask, but do they know about Clara? I emailed them, so they know. But I gave them strict instructions not to come straight back. Clara would want them to enjoy their time away. Besides, it's better that they don't just see how fragmented we've all become. Miss Aquila, Nina, right? Fragmented. With Clara's death looming over us all, everyone's blaming everyone else. I guess it's only natural. Really? And who do you blame? Honestly, I don't really know. It almost makes it worse. In truth, I pity your task. Why? Because you're defending all the aces at the same time, and surely someone has to be guilty. Personally, I don't think it's quite so simple. Of course, I just wonder what Clara would say if she saw us like this. Are you holding up okay? I guess I haven't really processed it yet. She was such a big part of the team of the racers. When did you last see her? On the day of the race? I towed her car using my car's tow bar and dropped it off at her place at around 6. She was still home, so she greeted me at the door. What did you talk about? Nothing much, the usual banner. Asked her if she was ready for the race. Nothing interesting. You say you dropped off Clara's car at her home. Why did you have it in the first place? I always rig up my team's cars on race day. It's like a matter of personal pride. Is it that important? Of course. I'm not just the king of spades. I'm also the team's mechanic. Even the cars the spades drive were built by these two hands. You assemble them. Not just from stock parts either. The spades drive Mitsuyoda AG88, but no factory in the world assembles this car. It's a custom hybrid of parts from the AG chassis and 88 line. It's a fusion of two cars. That's right. It's the best of both, with none of the drawbacks. They must be quite unique. I mean, a lot of street racer groups make hybrid cars like this, but I doubt there are any others within the limits of Fledge City, because only one person here can build them, and that's me. And ours are the only ones I've ever built. That's impressive. I firmly believe that when driven well, these cars are unbeatable in any race. I thought Tuge Junkin Racing was about style and spirit, not cars. I like to think that it's the best of both. The race, on the night Clara died. Did you see any of it? Unfortunately, I arrived slightly late. I saw from a distance that the race had started, so I decided to try and grab a hot dog while everyone was distracted. In fact, I believe that's where we met. He's right, we met in a line. Part of me wishes I could have got there sooner, but I keep telling myself that even if I'd been standing around up here, it wouldn't have made a difference. Miss Aquila, leave. Thanks for talking to us, Trey. Anytime. Try not to judge the others too harshly. We all lost something on that evening. Some handled it better than others. I think this guy is a suspect, and I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I really don't trust him. Look, I'm trying to help. Now I'm trying to get my team together. I don't have time for some outsider working for all sides. Hey, it was your team member who asked me to help in the first place. Yeah, in court, not up here. What's with these people? Ryoko, you seriously think I want to talk to you? Maybe. It's been a while. Not long enough. Isn't that a bit much? Mind your own business, Goggle Boy. Hey! Let it go, Dylan. That sounds like a hell of an argument. What do you care? Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't really met. I'm Nina Aquila. I know you are. You do? You're representing the aces in court. In that case, look, this is Roster Racer's thing. It doesn't concern an outsider like yourself. I've got nothing to say to you. Even if you could help Hank in court, I doubt it. Rude. So, that looked like a real fallout. You think the others will come around eventually? This guy's like a sphinx. No idea what he's thinking, but he doesn't want to talk. Where the heck is the janitor? Oh, here, what the hell, I'm blind. Hi there. Nina, wasn't it? That's right. Did you see that argument earlier? Kinda hard to miss. What do you make of it? It makes me sad to see what losing Clara has reduced them to. I thought they were stronger than this. Think they'll get over it? They're competitive people, so if they don't, I doubt racing up here has a future. Wouldn't that be good for you? Make it easier to keep the place clean? A king with no subjects isn't really a king at all. King? Is that how you see yourself? It's a turn of phrase. Right. The whole thing's a waste of time. Did you find out anything useful? No, whatever's bugging the kings, I think it's something between them and them alone. Doesn't explain why no one else will talk to us. Oh, that's just because you don't have face. Cred. Kudos. rep. I get it! But if there's no other way, they'll consider talking to us? Oh, this is impossible. Is it? Yeah. Hey, yeah! Wait, with an oil change, stop, and a tune-up here and there? Oh. You mean my car or her? You're gonna suggest we go to get Junkin racing? Right. Are you insane? It's the only way, Nina. But seriously, with my car, it's a wreck. There's nothing on four wheels I can't fix. I just need some axle grease, a rag, and a sword. This is happening, isn't it? You just gotta earn a little respect, that's all. But I don't know how to race, and who has time to teach me? I can give you pointers from their passenger seat, but you'll need to race someone with a vehicle. Isn't there anyone up here who owes you a favor? Ooh, that gives me an idea. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Too bad, let's go. No. Okay, your first clash. Now first what? Focus. You've got to find your driver's spirit and your emotional core and channel that through the wheel and pedals. You try and overpower the other's driver's spirit with your own. Wonderful. Could you maybe give me a more practical explanation? Okay. One of three emotions. Rage, technique, and belief. Oh my gosh. Rage beats belief, belief beats technique, technique beats rage. Wait, it's like rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, this is Jan Ken. Now what? This is a face-off. You overcome nice and drive their victory home. What do? You've got a choice. You can glare at them or flash them a smolder. You'll come back with the same. You win by picking the opposite to whatever they pick. If you win, you can or confront, which will bank the spirit you've earned. Why would I ever confront if I can keep going and score more? Because if you lose all of the spirit, you're getting the face-off. Risky. Sure, if you max out the bar, you'll automatically win the next corner. No more clashes. If you think you can do it, it can be worth the risk. Give it a try, just don't get greedy. Technique. Time for first corner. A Scandinavian flick? No. Cross your fingers and go flick the wheel. Wait, what? Flick the wheel to the wrong side to unstick the wheels and pile... I'm sorry, what? See? You're a natural. That actually felt pretty good. Depending on how much spirit you had when you entered the corner, the positions of your car and your opponent's car will change. If you win, you'll move forward, and if you lose, your opponent moves forward. Might seem obvious, but you need to be in front at the end of the race in order to win. I might just be coming around to this. I think she likes it. More? Yes, please. Oh no, I can't. Damn, I can't save. Draw. PowerPoints or PP. Okay. Special moves. Okay. Fuck. Shoot. Nice. I won. Fuck. Nice. Sorry. The first of the 4 hairpins. I think so. 4 corners. You can win or lose the whole race in these corners. Why? Fuck! Shoot! I won though. Fuck! It's past where Clara's car went off the road. Yeah, I noticed. Kind of busy here. Fuck! Shoot! Oh no. Oh no. I won. There we go. It's a final straight. Never forgetting that speed on the final straight counts for extra. In the haze as you approach the finish line, you might just come from behind if you give it a roll. Got it. Nice. We won? Yeah! GG's myself. Now that you finish the tutorial race, you can choose which race mode you wish to use. I didn't feel that there were strategy to this. See, for the card thing, I felt that there were strategy. For this races, I don't think there are, or I don't feel that there is. I could be wrong, but in this tutorial, I didn't feel that there was. So cinematic. Well done. I just gotta go check up on something. Back in a sec. Well, I survived. I think you did great. Gotta admit. It was kind of fun. Thanks, Gaz. Who? Great news. The Queen of Diamonds is going to allow me to borrow her car. Seeing as how I came here with you, my wheels are back in Fletch City. You want a bit more of a challenge? Bring it. That's what I like to hear. Come and speak to me when you're ready to go. Okay. So, let's save. And I do need to make a new recording, so hold on.